Richard Allen Boone was an American actor who starred in over 50 films and was notable for his roles in westerns, including his starring role in the television series Have Gun, Will Travel. Boone was born in Los Angeles, California, the middle child of Cecile and Kirk E. Boone. His mother was Jewish, the daughter of immigrants from Russia. In his youth, Boone had attended the San Diego Army and Navy Academy in Carlsbad, California, where he was introduced to theater under the tutelage of Virginia Atkinson. After the war, Boone used the GI Bill to study acting at the Actors Studio in New York. Serious and methodical, Boone debuted on the Broadway theatrical scene in 1947 with Medea, starring Judith Anderson and John Gielgud. It ran for 214 performances. He was then in a production of Macbeth. Boone appeared in a short-lived TV series based on the play The Front Page, and on anthology series such as Actors Studio and Suspense. Elia Kazan used Boone to feed lines to an actress for a film screen test done for director Louis Milestone. The Milestone was not impressed with the actress, but he was impressed enough with Boone's voice to summon him to Hollywood, where he was given a 7-year contract with Fox. Webb was preparing a series about a doctor for NBC. From 1954, Boone became a familiar face in the lead role of that medical drama, titled Medic, and in 1955 received an Emmy nomination for Best Actor starring in a regular series. Boone's next television series, Have Gun, Will Travel, made him a national star because of his role as Paladin, the intelligent and sophisticated, but tough, gun for hire in the late 19th-century American West. The show had first been offered to actor Randolph Scott, who turned it down and gave the script to Boone while they were making the film 10 Wanted Men. The show ran from 1957 to 1963, with Boone receiving 2 more Emmy nominations, in 1959 and 1960. During the show's run, Boone starred in the film I Bury the Living and appeared on Broadway in 1959, starring as Abraham Lincoln in The Rivalry, which ran for 81 performances. He occasionally did other acting appearances such as episodes of Playhouse 90 and the United States Steel Hour and TV movie The Right Man. Boone was an occasional guest panelist and also a mystery guest on What's My Line?, the Sunday night CBS TV quiz show. On that show, he talked with host John Charles Daly about their days working together on the TV show The Front Page. In 1963 he was injured in a car accident. Boone had his own television anthology, The Richard Boone Show. Although it aired only from 1963 to 1964, he received his 4th Emmy nomination for it in 1964 along with The Danny Kaye Show and The Dick Van Dyke Show. The Richard Boone Show won a Golden Globe for Best Show in 1964. He would return to the mainland to appear in films like Rio Conchos, The Warlord with Charlton Heston, Hombre with Paul Newman, and an episode of Cimarron Strip. The latter was the first time he guest-starred on someone else's show, and he did it as a favor for the director, friend Lamont Johnson. "It's harder and harder to do your best work on TV," he said. In 1965, he came in 3rd in the Laurel Award for Rio Conchos in Best Action Performance. Sean Connery won 1st place with Goldfinger and Burt Lancaster won 2nd place with The Train. While he was living on Oahu, Boone helped persuade Leonard Freeman to film Hawaii Five-0 exclusively in Hawaii. Prior to that, Freeman had planned to do establishing location shots in Hawaii, but principal production in Southern California. Boone and others convinced Freeman that the islands could offer all necessary support for a major TV series and would provide an authenticity otherwise unobtainable. Freeman, impressed by Boone's love of Hawaii, offered him the role of Steve McGarrett. Boone turned it down, however, and the role went to Jack Lord, who shared Boone's enthusiasm for the region, which Freeman considered vital. Coincidentally, Lord had appeared alongside Boone in the first episode of Have Gun, Will Travel, titled 3 Bells to Perdido. At the time, Boone had shot a pilot for CBS called Kona Coast, which he hoped CBS would adopt as a series, but the network went instead only with Hawaii Five-0. Kona Coast which Boone co-produced, was released theatrically. In the early 1970s, Boone starred in the short-lived TV series Heck Ramsey, which Jack Webb produced for Mark 7 Limited Productions, and which was about a turn-of-the-20th-century Western-style police detective, who preferred to use his brain and criminal forensic skills instead of his gun. The character Ramsey's backstory had him as a frontier lawman and gunman in his younger days. Older now, he was the deputy chief of police of a small city in Oklahoma, still a skilled shooter and carrying a short-barreled Colt single-action Army revolver. Boone said to an interviewer in 1972, "You know, Heck Ramsey is a lot like Paladin, only fatter." This quote was often misinterpreted to mean that Heck Ramsey was a sequel to Have Gun, Will Travel, when it actually was not. Richard Boone moved to St. Augustine, Florida, from Hawaii in 1970 and worked with the annual local production of Cross and Sword, when he was not acting on television or in movies, until shortly before his death in 1981. In the last year of his life, Boone was appointed Florida's cultural ambassador. Boone was married 3 times, to Jane Hopper, Mimi Kelly, and Claire McAloon. His son with McAloon, Peter Boone, worked as a child actor in several Have Gun, Will Travel episodes. Richard Boone died at his home in St. Augustine, Florida, due to complications from throat cancer. His ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean off Hawaii.